I'm Kat Miller.
And I'm Sophie Melnicki.
I'm Rifat Chaudhary.
And I'm Dalton Leone.
And this is Passionate Living. Today we have a very, very special show for you. It is the final of season 4. I know Rifat thought we'd never get there with the editing. Stay tuned for the whole season though, because we have best ofs coming up and some very special shows around the holidays. So we have lots of surprises. But today is a very special landmark for us. And I want to invite you to watch our show today because we have a lot of amazing guests. We have a fellow from Santa Barbara who is going to talk about his work in integrative health, but also about the magical power of mushrooms. That's a big topic in the world right now. And what else do we have?
Well, we are doing a little bit of unboxing. Passionate Living got 2 awards, 2 Telly Awards.
Yep.
And we're unboxing in front of you.
Yes,
and,
it's very exciting. We're not excited and gloating at all, but not even a little bit.
No, we weren't. We're also going to check in with Kat's close friend Stephen Powell and his wife Jennifer. And Jennifer is really into the whole Halloween aesthetic, like has a house full of all these creepy, cool dolls. I mean, does all this sort of costuming. It's insane. It's so cool.
It's great, isn't it? I love it.
And we also have a very special segment focusing on the homelessness crisis in this country, and we interview a man from Venice, California about that issue.
Yeah, he was really special. He didn't want to be on camera, but it's a really, really heartfelt interview that you're not going to want to miss. And I just want to check in with you guys. This is the crew, like I say, minus Rosina, who is at a Bills game tonight. If there's a Bills game on, we're not going to see Rosina. So
No.
I wanted to ask you, what was your favorite part of season 4? What were your favorite episodes? Segments.
Episode or segment? Okay, let's go with the segment. I love when we went to California and interviewed the fortune cookie guy. Although I was going back.
Rifat was
uphill.
going backwards up and down the hills of San Francisco.
But the story behind that and the way the edit came out, I think that was a true Passionate Living segment.
And then what was your favorite segment, Dalton?
Oh, geez. There's so many good ones. I think I really liked the one on the Western New York Drummers for Homeless People.
Oh, that was special.
I think that story came together very, very nicely. And I don't know, it was just a lot of fun to edit and just see come to life.
It's wonderful. What about you, Sophie?
Yeah, I also really liked our trip to California. We went to the natural products. I mean, you can't beat the sunshine over there. And we met such great people who found like such great companies there. And, you know, it led to an even other segment with the vineyard. So we really made lasting relationships and got to find out some cool stories there.
It was magical. Sophie was running all over the place finding magical people for us to interview during. Rifat was running with the camera, so it was quite the event. But yeah, I think one of my favorite episodes, there were 2 in particular. I loved Lake Shrine. That was really magical. It was so gorgeous. I mean, you couldn't go wrong. Every place you aimed the camera was just stunning. It was it's my favorite place on the earth, so it was really fun to do a segment there. And I want to do a shout out to Tim, who was also not here because his twin brother got married this weekend and they have family in town. But Tim, you're always there pulling things together and doing a great job in the background, and we love you. So welcome to this very special episode of
Passionate Living!
All right, I am here with Greg, and you do some very cool stuff, and I'm so excited to be here with you today. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
Tell me a little bit about your journey.
Where would you like me to start?
Football.
Football.
I know you got the knee.
Yeah,
You showed
so
me some of your battle
yeah, all
wounds here.
the scars there. Okay,
Yeah.
so growing up, I was always interested in tinkering and optimizing my performance when it came to athletics, always wanting to figure out ways to be, bigger and faster and stronger, and figure out how I could get the next edge. I watched my dad be very much into exercise and he had his whole bodybuilding thing, and like we'd watch the Rocky movies together and
Oh, that's cool.
all of that. So I was very much interested in figuring out how I could get the edge on, you know, my competition essentially, and that led me, you know, to be interested in like the tinkering, like I was saying. So nutrition, exercise, these sorts of things. I didn't really look at it from necessarily a holistic point of view back then.
Right.
It was much more from a performance point of view. But after I got done playing football, I took it all the way to playing Division I college football, and I was left with 7 reconstructive surgeries, including, you know, a fractured femur,
Oh my
a
God.
couple of ACL tears,
Wow.
rotator cuff labrum,
Right.
you know, everything, you know, under the kitchen sink. So
now it changed
So
because you had to repair
yeah.
your body.
So at that
So to
point,
speak, right?
my early 20s, I was left with, you know, figuring out who I was. Because now
Right.
this identity that I had was gone, and I'm like broken
Right.
down physically,
Right.
and also like mentally. I'm like have this, you know, pedestal that I was on like taken away from me. So now
Right.
I'm having this, you know, essentially this crisis of figuring out who I am in this world, and I you know, that's right about the time that I started getting into meditation, and you know, through meditation I started getting into breath work, and it's just the rest is history from there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And you have a whole practice now.
Yeah.
You do retreats.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So the retreat started when I got certified in the Wim Hof method.
Right.
So
Now, what is that? What is the Wim Hof?
okay,
method?
so so the Wim Hof method, a Dutch gentleman by the name of Wim Hof, he's you know, longtime yogi, made different voyages, you know, in his youth to India and Tibet to learn from, you know, some of the greatest you know, yogis and
Right.
you know, monks of our
time,
time. He was walking through like frozen the frozen you know, winter time of Holland.
Right.
And like saw a frozen lake, and I had this internal urge to go jump in there for some reason. And what he did say, like broke ice and like jumped in there.
Right.
And what he came back from, what he got out of that was like this moment of like clarity, because it was a sharp interruption of like the mental pain that he had been in,
Right.
and it was just like aha moment. Put all the pieces together.
Right.
So he
Right.
the 3 pillars of the Wim Hof method. So there's the breath, there's your mindset, and there's a cold. And when you connect
Right.
the 3 of these, you're able to, you know, tap deeper into like yourself, you know, to the depths of your soul, as he likes to say, and also and be able to adjust things at will. So you can influence your autonomic nervous system, which then you can adjust your immune system. This is all backed by science. So he
Right.
took this to the Western world through the vehicle of science, which is our Western religion, and, you know, basically prove that, you know, by injecting himself with something like E. coli, he's able to eradicate it out of his system without any side effects, just
That's
by
amazing.
simply breathing. It's literally rewriting like the biology books, because now things that we thought were outside of our control are now proven to be actually within our control. It's just a matter of how to go about doing so. So he's basically saying that I'm not a superhuman, because we all want to think that anyone who has an ability to do something
Right.
special is superhuman.
Right.
He, you know, his whole thing is that no, anyone's able to do this. So that caught my attention at a young age, because I came from a Western medicine household. My dad was a doctor. I grew up very much in that kind of a mindset. And, you know, Western and Eastern philosophies don't really tend to mix. They're very
Right.
much like you're either one or the other. So, but now here's someone who's connecting these 2 worlds, and that's amazing. And it's and he's connecting it through the, you know, explanation of science, which is like it's grounded, right? It's not some esoteric.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's
that
cool.
spoke to me then. I feel like it speaks to a lot of Western people. That was the catalyst for me. That I really launched from there into getting more into yoga. You know, not just doing the breath work that's part of like the 3 pillars, but
Right.
just, you know, learning about different ways I can achieve stillness in my life, and noticing like when I have stillness in my life, and, you know, what gives me the best shot at achieving stillness, whether it's going for a you know, run on the beach, a swim, like a workout, sitting there in lotus pose, meditating, or doing some deep breath work, and you know, figuring out what's, you know, I essentially call it a flow state, and seeking that flow state in all areas of life. You wonder why they don't teach this in school.
that's one of my pet peeves. Obviously, you
Yeah.
know, on our show, we always focus on mental fitness, because when anybody hears mental health, they immediately think, oh, something's wrong. Heaven forbid that we should do things that are actually good for our mental state of being, emotional state
Yeah.
of being, spiritual state of being, without there having to be a problem. It's
Yeah.
just be part of our day-to-day activity, right? Yeah. Now, you also are associated, you work with mushroom therapy as well, right?
Yeah. Yes. So part of my coaching practice, I encourage my clients to, you know, expand their consciousness in a number of different ways. You know, I think working towards, you know, achieving greater consciousness in this life is all about, you know, it's a constant journey, right? We're never just
Right.
really getting there, right?
Right.
You know, mushrooms are a fantastic vehicle to help with that, whether it be in a microdose sense, where you're now churning up the present moment awareness, the vividness of maybe the beauties of the natural world in the present moment throughout the day. Whereas, you know, you're gonna be less distracted. You're gonna be more in tune with, you know,
Right.
who you're communicating with, more in tune with yourself and what your purpose is.
Right.
You know, and you think back to the end of your day, you're not gonna be intoxicated, or, you know, or it's not really gonna have much of a psychoactive effect.
Right.
It just, when you go back and audit your day, you're gonna be able to ask yourself, was I more present? Was I more in tune? And probably the answer is going to be yeah, especially if you
Right.
are feeling like you're in a bit of a funk, right?
So you think that the football, the injuries, but your interest in this early on is what stimulated your passion in all of this?
I think it was a segue into it, for sure.
Right.
Yeah, it was a segue into wanting to basically, you know, not just like heal myself and to find my, you know, purpose, my meaning,
Right.
but was, you know, ultimately it's to help people. You know,
Right.
for my, you know, my passion in this world, my calling is to impact the world, you know, at a large degree, to a large level. I love working with individuals and one-on-ones with people, but
Right.
you know, I really I'm after helping people, you know, the masses,
Yeah.
you know, achieve greater states of happiness and overall greater well-being in this existence.
Beautiful.
I want to give people these tools, like these pillars that go towards greater you know, happiness, health, and, you know,
That's
wellness.
great. Oh, thank you
Yeah,
so much.
my
Thanks,
pleasure.
Greg. I appreciate
My
it.
pleasure. Yeah, my pleasure.
Melissa, this
Yes.
next segment is one very near and dear to my heart, because
too.
I know yours too.
Yeah.
I have a real passion to support people, help them when they're in their time of need, and the homeless condition in our country, in the world. You know, I've been to India, where I've seen whole cities of people homeless and people laying in the streets, and it's just been so traumatic. But here in the States, I was just out in California recently, in Venice, and there are whole homeless encampments up and down Ocean Park and all these different streets. And so many people are just like, well, you know, they're people that don't want to work, or they're people that are just druggies, or they're mentally ill, or whatever. And, you know, there's just droves of families in tents now. And I think, you know, it's really important for people to know a little bit more that there are just a lot of people who slip through the cracks. And I went up to one of the gentlemen on the street who was sitting out there the following morning, and I asked him if he wouldn't mind just giving me a short interview about how he ended up on the streets.
Oh, wow.
And it was very powerful.
Yeah.
But I know there's a lot you can do if you're passionate about making a difference, right?
Yes, there's a lot you can do. You can join a soup kitchen. You can, you know, when I think about supporting a cause, I call it your time or your dime, or volunteerism, right? So time, spend that time volunteering, donating, or, you know, donating money, being part of a homeless coalition of some sort, advocating for the homeless, for things to be changed. Here in Buffalo, stats from around 2020, And any given night, it's about 4,000 to 5,000 people that are homeless.
It's incredible.
When you think about our harsh winters,
Oh
and,
my gosh, yeah.
and they might not even have a blanket, you know, that's kind of hard to kind of take, and you feel so much compassion for these folks. But locally, if there are 3 main homeless shelters, maybe Compass House, Family Promise of Western New York, or the City Mission. We also have 211 Western New York, which will, if you tell them that you're homeless, you know, they have a step-by-step protocol. But when I've called it for clients or people that need, they will put them up in a hotel for a day or two and then, you know, try to help them find housing.
Most people say that they feel invisible because people don't even look at them. They ignore them, they turn their heads away, they try to pretend that they're not there.
They're not there.
And it's one of the things that's the most heartbreaking if you're homeless, is you just feel invisible.
Right.
And if you are passionate about helping to make a difference in the homeless community,
Yes.
take a look at the list that we have following this, and Melissa's suggestions, and just step in and do one little thing to make a difference.
One little thing. Even just saying hello and smiling at them.
Yep, one little thing.
One little thing.
For me, it started about 5 years ago. I lost my stepfather to stage 4 cancer. This was when I was living in Arkansas with my mother. He was Navy, and it made some mental health issues for me. In order to escape from it, I left Arkansas and started here in California. I've since gone between here and Arkansas a couple times just to distance myself from one issue or another. This time, unfortunately, I'm back on the streets. I started back on the street again. Today is the 5th of August, and I started back on the streets on the 1st again due to issue with roommates that were doing pretty bad drugs, and there was always issues going on there, and I just couldn't take any more of it, and it was causing too much stress to my mental health. And I've had several knee surgeries. My back is messed up. I've got multiple muscle tears. I am trying to see about getting help through the agencies here that helped me once before, but it's a matter of time. To me, it would be better for me to come and start all over again and wipe the slate clean and find my way again.
Yeah, thank you so much, John. Jennifer, I love your home. This is amazing. It's crazy. It's wonderful. When did you develop a passion for this?
Well, the actual house, doing this stuff, I wasn't totally into this. As a kid, I loved Halloween.
Right.
And growing up, I, like any other kid, went out trick-or-treating or Halloween parties if my friends had them. It was a blast. Growing up then into my teenage years, not too many people had too many parties.
Right.
And then I started having my own Halloween parties when I had my own place, and more people came, and we just had a blast. Well, over time, my creative brain said, I can't, I'm thinking of a character, but I can't just go out in a store and buy it because it doesn't have all the accessories I might want. I want to go beyond that. So I started creating my own costumes. I might take a character like Avatar, for instance, but instead of buying some polyester nylon costume from Party City, for instance, I used liquid latex and I painted my entire body.
Oh my
And
How long did that take?
6 hours
Wow.
for Avatar, yeah. They take a while.
And you were able to paint your whole body.
I did the majority of it.
And you have all these characters that are animated in the house.
Yes.
That tell me a little
Yes,
about.
these are like
I
my...
saw Victor, your butler, right?
Yes. So those are my characters. And to me, they're set up like people, almost as if there's people under there, but dressed in costume.
Right.
So they're in here all day long, all night long, and
They're quiet.
They are.
roommates that don't
Yes.
take up much room or eat much. Yeah.
Yes.
So the dolls are like amazing.
Yes, I love spooky dolls. And if they're not spooky enough, I spooky them up. So I put extra makeup on them, or I change their clothes, or I add a little horror to their clothing. Most of them light up, or they're animated. They speak to you. Yeah, it's crazy when I have somebody come over that doesn't love being around dolls, such as Annabelle, the movie, which is a possessed doll. They are petrified to even look at them. So of course I have to let them hear them or see them move and tell them it's not so spooky in here. And after a while of being in my home, you know that there's nothing spooky here.
Tell me about your, like Jennifer's passion for all of this. How do you feel about this? Are you?
Well, I at first coming into the house was literally unnerving. You know, you come in and it's dark, and then one of these little things go off, you know, and it's. But I got used to that in time. When I saw that what she was into was more than just a fad, that it's something that she genuinely likes. When I meet people, I wonder what is their passion, you know, and this is her passion. And so I love to support that. And from that, I think I've learned a lot, not just about her, but about myself. You know, I was into punk rock, and that is costume. I just didn't think of it that way.
Well, they were all costumes. Your colors.
Oh yeah,
Being in a
yeah.
biker
It's a
gang.
costume. Look at my colors. You know, I got this color, that color. You know, yeah. So I think there's a joy in this type of adventure. You know, she's really adventurous. I like to be adventurous. You know, she'll be looking at me. I'm like, what are you looking at? And she kind of looks like, you know, I got an idea. And and then poof, there's this incredible makeup on my face, and I'm like, hey, I kind of like that, you know.
That's great. I love, and I think that that's a secret in relationships that really makes it work, is when partners support each other's passions. It fosters that joy in them even more, and what better if you're in a partnership with somebody than to foster what they love.
I learned a lot of that again from you. You know, you had shown me years ago about, you know, follow your passion, and it's almost like, you know, when I meet people, if they don't have passion, in my mind, it's kind of well, a harsh word, but not very exciting.
Yeah.
And so I don't care if they're into collecting dog leashes, whatever it is, you know, or, you know, nail trimmings. I don't know. But the point being is that if you love what you...
Paperclip collection on Sesame Street.
Exactly, yeah.
I love that he was passionate about paper.
Exactly.
So this has been a passion your whole life.
Yes.
And how do you use it out in the world?
You know what? I volunteer my house for parties and celebrations. And, you know, my decorations in the house fit the theme of Halloween.
Right.
But we don't need Halloween to have a party in here. We don't need Halloween for makeup and costumes. So throughout the year, we will have random parties, whether it be a vampire party, murder mystery dinner, where people come in costume.
I want to come to one of those.
Yes. There's a really cool story too, how we met. I'll just tell you real fast. We were sitting down chatting, trying to get to know each other, right? First time ever. And I was like in love with him already. He was everything I would have imagined me being with. So we're over there chatting. All of a sudden this lady, beautiful lady, comes up and says, "Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt, but you're the costume girl." And I said, "Who are you? Like, I've never seen this lady." She said, "I've got to be one of your biggest fans. And she said, I just love you. I love your costumes. Can I take a picture of you here? I can't believe I'm actually meeting you. And now we're here getting married.
I know, I'm so excited. Steve,
Yeah.
we're getting married in a week.
know.
Okay, oh my God, this is so exciting.
It's fun.
I'm finally getting to know about Jennifer's passion for Halloween and makeup. And you were telling me, and oh my God, I'm so excited. This is going to be an amazing wedding.
I'm excited
Viking.
and nervous.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
think?
yeah, a little bit. And to give you an idea, I don't know exactly what she's got in mind for me
can
or her.
only
You know, so that'll be fun.
Imagine, that is going to be fun. Oh, I can't wait now. Oh, this is going to be great. You got a real sword you're taking to the ceremony.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh God, thank you so much. I'm so happy I'm here today, and I'm so happy we're doing this story.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Oh my God, guys! The telly box is here, the telly box is here! Hey guys, come on, we gotta open the telly box, I'm so excited! Serena, it's the telly box! Rifat,
wow.
it's the telly box! And Rifat got his own special telly as a birthday present for all the work he does. Oh, these things, peanuts, oh! Rosina, unless you're gonna clean them up.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That was really good.
That was really bad. This is so exciting. So excited. I can't stand it. She didn't even need a knife. They really packaged these up. Oh my God, this is so exciting. Oh, Rifat's falling behind here.
Well, you guys.
No. Give me.
Okay.
Just give me.
See, I wanted to do the. I guess it works. Okay, all right. Okay. Sounds. Thank you.
Yeah.
Pull it out, Rosina. This is so exciting.
But they're heavy.
Passionate Living has its first awards, a silver, a bronze, for our season 3 Passionate Living show, and we're so excited. And guys, this is so great. Sophie and Tim, you're not here, but this is so great. We're so excited. Ooh, yes. I wonder, what do they all do when they're not like in the office with me? What do they like? Do you think they dance? Maybe they're superheroes. Maybe they're TikTok stars. I can't imagine what they possibly do when they're not editing at Passionate Living, because they're all so conservative and laid back. Set up, you set up, and Tim set up. Okay. All right, we're good, John.
What is this?
I don't know. I saw Rima pop and I wanted to